glad y'all tuned in. We about to get this show started. Yeah. Dr. Clyde winners and Yoshi. In and now. We talking about back in the day and right now. Yeah.
Now let's introduce Yoshima the Genius and Dr. Clyde Winters, the godfather of research.
What up, though? What up, though? How's everybody doing today? Yes, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Damn. Then and now. Yes. Then and now, what happened then and what's going we're going to talk about tonight. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another edition of Then and Now. Yes, I try to come here on Sunday night and I try to have some interesting topics. Usually I like to talk about the state of the state of Black America and things like that. But today I'm going to be a little bit different. Today I want to talk about this whole idea that America is, in a sense, the old world. Yes, many people believe that America is the old world. These people, in a sense, they believe that America, is the real continent in which things like that are mentioned in the Bible. They believe that many things mentioned in the Bible took place in America instead of over in Israel and places like that. In fact, many people believe, in a sense, that America was Israel. Although this is their belief, although they have this idea, there's a lot of evidence that really doesn't support that whole idea. There's so much evidence that shows us that no, that America was probably not the old world. And as a result, what I want to do today is I want to talk about some of this evidence. When you look at this picture, and you see in a sense this whole idea of McDonald's 15 cents, Starbucks. Yes, that was in the old days. Back in the day, we used to go and get cheap McDonald's hamburgers. I remember when I was in high school. We had we didn't have a McDonald's around, but we did have, in a sense, we could go and buy Whoppers. So we did have that particular restaurant around. Then we also could go to this place called the Hot Potato. And Hot Potato was a place where teenagers went and they kind of bought stuff. And so it's a lot of memories that I have in relationship to McDonald's. I remember when my kids back in the 70s, when my kids were growing up, a lot of times me and my wife would take the kids to McDonald's and we would have some meals and, sit around and chat. Yes, today most people claim that McDonald's food is killing us. Maybe it is. And I can't say it's not killing us, but, back in the day, that was a place where we could just go and have good family outings, because the thing is, I still believe that you have to spend time with your family. You have to let your family know that you love them. They can love you back, I remember back in the day, I used to try to make sure, in a sense, that I did as much as I could to be a good father. I'm not saying I was always correct. I'm not saying, in a sense, that I was always successful, because, sometimes, in a sense, how you perceive what you're doing as being maybe great, your children or maybe one of your children might feel, no, you're being separate. A lot of times, in a sense, they say that we have our favorites. And That's not true. Well, that's a lie. I'm not going to even lie. Yes, sometimes you do have your favorites. It's wrong, you know. And I know my kids always like to tell me that my favorite that the kid I had as my favorite turned out to be turned out to be someone who felt estranged in the family, someone who felt in a sense that they weren't really recognized, and they felt that I had been mean to them. My kids say that I traumatized this particular son of mine because of the fact that I wouldn't let him eat up all all the cookies in the cookie jar. Get out of here. That's silly. Yet, although to me that's silly as hell, he has a right. He has a right to feel that way. He has a right to feel in the sense that he could do that. But I hated that he lied on me. He did try to say that I hit him and knocked him out. I never hit one of my children with my fist. That's stupid, And I'm going to tell you, family. I'm sorry to say this, but no matter how great a parent you may be, or you may think you are, your children will lie on you. Yes, they will lie on you when they get older. And so then, but I said, damn, what the hell can I do? I can't change people's minds. I can't make people see what I believe is reality, But I can, in a sense, talk about historical themes. And that's what we're going to talk about. Today, we're going to talk about the fact, is America, America is not the old world. That's right. America is not the old world. Some people try to teach that it is. But I mean, hey, let's face it. Today you maybe wish that you could buy a Big Mac, get a hamburger at McDonald's for 15 cents, or maybe get a Whopper for maybe 75 cents or something like that. But those days are gone. These are the days of today. And so what I want to do is I want to, take a moment, spend a little time talking with you about America is not the old world. You can go to my Patreon and see the slides after I do this presentation. I'm going to go to put these slides in my Patreon. Please join my Patreon. My Patreon is only $5. Yes, my Patreon is only $5 a month. And this particular presentation, it was kind of suggested by some of the people in my Patreon because they wanted me to deal with this issue and maybe discuss it because they see it on other platforms. You can see me. You can find out more about some of my presentations at Twitter at Dr. Clyde Winters 8. Every now and then I post something on Twitter. Not often, but every now and then I do. You can follow me at TikTok.com at Clyde Winters 3. That's one of the sites in a sense that I deal with. And, again, you're on my YouTube channel, Clyde Winters, YouTube. Here you can see all of my videos. I have over 400 videos on this platform. Please come and check them out. Just don't come and hear me speak, on my lives. I have videos on every aspect of Black history. You can order my books at Amazon.com. B1 is acknowledging your Black African ancestry and mod, not heritage. We must be race men and women proud of our culture and African Black ancestry. What is B1? B1 is unity with mod. Yes, mod. What is mod? Mod is culture. Mod is civilization. Mod is being in contact and in relation and understanding that you do have a relationship with the Creator. You do have a relationship with God. And this is what mod is about. Mod, in a sense, is trying to, in a sense, make us as one with the universe, make us as one with the Creator, make us one with the One, which many people consider to be the Creator of this world. If you want to find out more about Blacks in America, get my books, The Nationality and Law Foundation of Black Americans. This book will tell you how we began as Aboriginal Blacks and how over time, in a sense, we began, in a sense, and became recognized as foundational Black Americans, the foundation of this country. Get my book, The Paleo Americans, the first foundation of Black Americans. In this book, I give you a rundown on the Paleo Americans and the fact that they were Black. And I even show some of the reconstructions that archaeologists have done to show how those people back in those days, 10,000, 60,000 years ago, probably looked. And of course, my book, History of Blacks in America from Prehistory to 1877, this book does not stop in 1877. It goes all the way up to the present. But what is really good is that it shows you the tripartite, yes, the tripartite origin of foundational Black Americans. In other words, in a sense, our Aboriginal ancestors, our Black European ancestors, and our sub-Saharan African ancestors who went through, in a sense, an ethnogenesis and became FBA. Yes, FBA, Foundational Black Americans. FBA all the way. You can find other books that I've written on Blacks in Ancient America. These books include Atlantis in Mexico, African Empires in Ancient America. We are not just Black Africans. Ancient scripts in South America. The Mandi in the Ancient Americas. The Black Mound Builders of America. Check these books out. Yes. Get my books. Blacks in Europe, The World History of the Blacks. The World History of the Blacks should be in every home. The World History of the Black Race is a book in a sense that runs down the entire history of Black people that I know of on every continent in the world. So this is a book that you should have in your home, and this should be a book in a sense that you should have is a table book. It's a book that you should have so that people can look at it and they can see the various histories that Black people have, you know. And there's a very good video out there on the internet. It's called The Clyde Winters First Americans with Black DNA Evidence Reveals. This video, try to check it out. These brothers, they did this video, and they discuss some of the genetic evidence or DNA evidence that I've used to prove that the Aboriginal Americans were Black. So try to find this video, check it out. It discusses some of my DNA evidence that I present and what I reveal. Check this video out, find it, support these brothers. B1 is equal Black first. B1 is brilliant first. We are Black and brilliant. Yes, we are B1. We are Black and brilliant. We're not just Black, we're brilliant. What is FBA? FBA is not a group. FBA is not an organization. FBA is a lineage. A lineage is lineal descent from an ancestor, ancestry or pedigree. As a result, we are descendants of the Black Europeans, African, and Aboriginal Blacks who built the United States. Yes. We are FBA. Dr. David Imhotep may rest in power. David was proud of his African ancestry and Aboriginal heritage. As a result, he wanted to write a true and accurate history of Black people in the Americas. This was important because many Aboriginal FBA don't want to acknowledge that they have African ancestry, and enslavement is one of their heritages, is two of their heritages. Led by Dane Calloway, many FBA Aboriginals deny that they were ever chattel slaves, since this would associate Aboriginals with Native Africans. Calloway teaches his followers a lie, that they were indentured servants, when in reality, they were chattel slaves, many of them. Our group self-interest is B1, yes. Our group self-interest is B1, Black first. James Lee argues that America was part of the Ottoman Empire, and Mayash or She conquered the Nile Valley in the Old Testament takes place in America. In his opinion, the Olmec or She were members of the Choctaw, Washita, or Pequot, or other Native American groups. It is his idea that the inhabitants of the Americas were the earth Moors, or Morika, or Moroccan. In addition, he argues that the first Americans lived in the Americas when it separated from Pangea from about 300 to 200 million years ago, the late Paleozoic era, until the very late Triassic. The continents we now know as North America was contagious was continuous with Africa, South America, and Europe. They all existed as a single continent called Pangea. Here you can look at this, Pangea. Now, some people believe that it represented, the North America, South America, and Africa. And you can see how they've got it's very interesting. And again, James W. Leah's thing is One World, One America, Tartarians and Moors. Interesting book. But is it factual? No. Can it be supported by archaeology? No. Is it mythology? Yes. Historically, rice production in the United States was connected to the Atlantic slave trade. Enslaved Africans labored in the American South. Africans introduced rice cultivation in the marsh areas of Georgia, South Carolina, Louisiana, and Texas. Rice was first cultivated 3,000 years ago in the Niger Valley. Yes. 3,000 years ago in the Niger Valley. Yam cultivation comes from Africa and Asia. The believers in the Americas, the old world claim that Aboriginal FBA did not come from Africa. These stupid people believe that Aboriginal people originated on Pangea or Gondwana land. Pangea dates back to the beginning of the age of the dinosaurs, during the Triassic period, about 230 million years ago. The continents were arranged together as a single supercontinent called Pangea. During the 165 million years of dinosaur existence, this supercontinent slowly broke apart. If you can look on the right-hand side, you can see how, many people assume that Pangea may have looked. Again, this is all hypothetical. We don't have any firm evidence. We don't really know if this was really true. It's just what many researchers assume existed millions and millions and hundreds of millions of years ago. The adherents to this theory claim the Aboriginal FBA lived alongside the dinosaurs and were already living in that part of Pangea that became America. And as a result, they had no origin in Africa. The problem with this theory is that there's no evidence of Homo sapiens until 200 million years ago. This means that there were no humans on Earth when Pangea broke up. As a result, America is not the old world. The supporters of the Pangea theory claim that the dates for Pangea are unreliable because they are based on carbon-14 dating. This is false. The dates for this supercontinent are based on geological time. The enumeration of these geologic time units is based on stratigraphy, which is the correlations and classification of rock strata. The fossil forms that occur in the rocks, however, provide the chief means of establishing a geologic time scale with the timing of the emergence and disappearance of widespread species from the fossil record being used to delineate the beginnings and endings of ages, epochs, periods, and other survivals. You can see here's a kind of a rough estimate. As you can see in this particular graph, human beings were very late on the evolutionary scale. This whole idea of evolution, it is a theory, and the reason it's a theory is because it's kind of hard to prove that people evolved from microorganisms then into sea creatures who evolved into mammals. Then from mammals, from dinosaurs, they evolved into mammals, and from mammals, they evolved into Homo sapiens sapiens. And so this is something in a sense that is very difficult to really prove. That's why they talk about a theory of evolution instead of evolution. The first evidence of Pangea is the shapes of the continents themselves. Other evidence of Pangea is continental drift, the distribution of fossils, glacial indications, and distinctive rock sequences found around the world. Some Black Hebrews believe that man originated in the Americas when America was part of Gondwanaland. This is impossible. Anatomically, modern man only appeared around 200,000 years ago. Gondwanaland is the name given to an ancient supercontinent believed to have existed between about 570 to 510 million years ago. There were no anatomically modern humans 570 million years ago, according to the recent evidence. This is how Gondwanaland may have looked, and these are how the continents may have been distributed. Why don't you take a minute to look at that map? Amenhotep Clavis Chavis El Bey argues that many of the crops cultivated around the world today came from the Americas. According to El Bey, pyramid building and rise of ancient Egypt, Sumer and the Bible tells, took place in the Americas. According to El Bey, the Olmecs were native to America, and the Maya speakers were people from ancient India. This is his book called America's the Old World, Mu Discovered. If you want to, maybe check it out. I mean, it's always good to, it's always good to read as much history as possible. Sure, I don't believe in the sense that America is the old world, but you should always keep your mind open and be ready in a sense to, look at how people present their theories and maybe determine if what they're saying has validity or not. So there may not be any reliability in it, but it's still good to check it out. This is how they picture the Old Testament map of ancient America. The Gulf of Mexico is called the Egyptian Sea. They put Egypt around Texas, thereabouts. And Babylon is in the Midwest. So again, this is how they see. This is how they see this the Old Testament map of ancient America. But as we know, Babylon did exist, but Babylon existed, in Asia, not on the American continent. El Bey claims Cholula Pyramid is older than Djoser. The Cholula Pyramid is 2,400,000 years, was built 2,400,000 years ago. The Djoser Pyramid is 4,693,000 years ago. This shows that Chavis El Bey is not lying, but in a way, he's trying to say things that don't really exist. See, a lot of times you hear these people talking about America's the old world. You have to check the dates. And then compare those dates to what we know about the pyramids in Africa, Egypt and stuff like that. And see, then when you look at these and you compare these claims to the actual archaeological data, you can see that no, there's no relationship. You see, there are no pyramids in America older than African pyramids. The Step Pyramid complex at Saqqara dates to around 2890 to circa 2686 BC. The Corral Pyramid in South America, it dates to 2600 BC. And the Giza Pyramid, it dates to around 2600 BC. So as you can see, when they try to teach you that the oldest pyramids are in the Americas, don't believe the hype. That's not true, see. But until you do your research, until you make sure to verify the dates, until you really look at the archaeological data, you can believe a lie. Don't believe a lie. Always seek the truth. Topcatz, in America's Bloodlines of the Gods and Civilization, that's a book by Topcatz, argues that his book offers a bold and compelling argument for why ancient America is a true old world bloodline of gods. Through a variety of evidence and arguments, he contends that Aboriginals in the United States are the mothers and fathers of civilization, and America is the actual old world, and that evidence of advanced civilization is better preserved in the Americas and elsewhere. This is false. This is false. You know, we can hypothesize that there was a really beautiful civilization in ancient times, but we don't see the pyramids around here. We don't see, in a sense, these ancient monuments. We don't see these ancient records, these ancient writings, this ancient, in a sense, literature. No, so a lot of this whole idea that Americas is the old world by Topcatz, and it can't be. It can't really be confirmed. It is unreliable, you see. But they are right in a sense about the fact that the ancient Egyptian dog and the Basenji dog and the Shosho of Mexico dog are, in a sense, probably of the same lineage, and that these particular dogs all have the same ancestry. You know, and this is because the fact, in a sense, is that often when Black people spread around the world, they took their cultural elements with them. The Shosho dog is not of American Mexican origin, as suggested by Topcatz. This dog was called Iwu, originally found in ancient Egypt and among the Mandi-speaking people who called the dog Ulu. It was taken to Mexico by the Mandi, speaking Olmec, or She people. William E. Wilmers identified the Niger-Congo homeland. Wilmers in the Niger-Congo Mandate Current Translinguistics, you can look at yourself, see what that article is, explained that the Niger-Congo homeland was in the vicinity of the Upper Nile Valley. This is where that dog was originated. He believes that the westward migration began 5,000 years ago. In support of this theory, Wilmers discussed the dogs of the Niger-Congo speakers. This is the unique barkless Basenji dogs, which live in the Sudan and Uganda today, but were formerly recorded on Egyptian monuments. According to Wilmers, the Basenji is related to the Liberian Basenji breed of the Capelli and Loma people of Liberia. Wilmers believes that the Mandi took these dogs with them as they migrated westward. The Capelli and Loma speak a Mandi language. Here you can see the Basenji dog, and you can see how the Shosho, how they, you can show the similarities. And then on the far left-hand side, you can see the ancient Egyptian dog. See that relationship? Look at those ears. Damn. Wow. Take a minute to look at that. You know, but again, in a sense, often we like to think that Egypt is the land of the pyramids, but no, that's not true. Most of the pyramids are in Meroe. The Meroitic pyramids and the Libyan pyramids are quite interesting. These are some Meroitic pyramids. Topcatz claims that there are more pyramids in America than anywhere else in the world. This is false. Africa has all types of pyramids, including ancient Egyptian, Malian, Garama, and Meroitic. For example, there are more pyramids in the Sudan, you know, made us than the pyramids in all the Americas, you know. So, I mean, hey, we believe, and I'll be honest, we believe that there may have formerly been pyramids in the Midwest of the United States, and they may have been torn down. This would explain where the early colonists found the stone, you know, in the Midwest, which is not an area with a lot of stone. Well, they probably found the stone to build their homes. But we know in a sense that the Meroitic Sudan or Africa has many pyramids. Let's take a look at these buried pyramids and the burial structures associated with them. The Americas is the old world of many other theories, which fail to have validity. For example, they claim the Olmecs came from Mu, when the ancient oral traditions of Mexico make it clear they came from across the Atlantic, not the Pacific Ocean, where Mu was supposed to have existed. They also claim the Olmecs weren't Africans, even though they spoke a Mandi language, wrote in a Mandi West African script, like the Vibrati, used a Mandi calendar and worshiped the Mandi religion. All of these elements of Olmec civilization are discussed in my book, Atlantis in Mexico. Get my book, Atlantis in Mexico. That this was the new cover of my book, Atlantis in Mexico. It was done by Yoshima the Genius. Look on the right-hand side, and you can see the cover that Yoshima the Genius did for my book. Thank you, Yoshi. If you want to understand why some people want to believe America's the old world, get my new book, The Nationality and Law Foundation of Black Americans. Race and identity are important issues among the former enslaved people of the United States. This results from the reality that many of these folks do not want to be identified as Black or Negro. Racism has made many African descendants of slaves, the Ados, and Blacks generally in the United States to refuse to be identified as Blacks. They refuse to identify as Blacks because this term has come to denote a person they believe inferior to the dominant white population. In this book, we explore the genesis of the so-called Blacks in the United States of America, since the first Europeans settled the USA up until today. Therein, I discuss the tripartite origin of the Ados from Aboriginal Black Indians, Black Irish, and Sub-Saharan Africans, who formed the foundation of the Ados, American descendant of slave population, and how they are recognized pursuant to the law of nationality. Check out this book, The Nationality and Law Foundation of Black Americans. It's a good read. In conclusion, people who teach America's the old world should be ashamed of themselves. These people are teaching our people a history that make them appear ignorant of history. This is why the people who teach these historical lies have many subscribers. They have these subscribers because they are helping the white supremacists deceive our people and leave them suffering trauma when they advocate these theories and then are proven wrong. Yes. They give you these theories, but they're not supported. America is not the old world. If you want to find out the real history of Blacks in ancient America, get my books. Atlantis in Mexico. African Empires in Ancient America. We are not just Africans. Ancient scripts in South America. The Mandean Ancient Americas. The Black Mound Builders of America. Yes. Get these books. Yes. You see that picture up there where I'm represented as an Olmec. Yes. I'm represented as an Olmec because I'm trying to, in a sense, reestablish the historical links between, in a sense, the Black people who founded these United States. Yes. The identity back to the Olmecoids. That's why I like this picture of myself as an Olmec. Be one, Black first, be one. Love somebody. Grab a Black person, grab them, hug them, let them know you love them. Yes, sirs, we are one people. Stop fighting and show love to one another. Yes, we are B1. We are B1. Yes, we are B1. We are B1. And what makes us B1 is the fact, in a sense, that we are here to love each other, to support each other and everything. He says, out of curiosity, there are pyramid-like structures. Of course, there's many of them, you know. In fact, in a sense, when you look at the tombs of many of the Mandes, they build pyramids and stuff. So, and these pyramids seem to appear to resemble in many ways, Eric, Epic Eric, the pyramids found in the Americas. Again, thanks again for joining me this Sunday evening so that we can, in a sense, understand the true history, the important history that our people have made. Because see, it's time that we stop. Yes, it's time that we stop hating each other. It's time that we stop, being negative. It's time, in a sense, that we don't just accept everything that people try to teach us. We can't. No way we can support this whole idea that America is the old world. America is not the old world. Yes, I wish things were a little bit cheaper. I hate the fact, in the sense, that eggs are so high and that much of what we need is causing us more money. But this doesn't mean that America is the old world. America is the world that we've made it. And no matter what we think about it, the one thing you have to understand is that American culture is FBA culture. In fact, world culture is American culture because it's through world culture that we understand and we know what is reality. Very important in the sense that you keep this in mind.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story, and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Time travel in a book. Go far in a book. When is the last time you spent bread on a book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book. Create a movie from a book. Create animation from a book. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Mexico.
Free your mind, let it go. To the top, drop it to the floor. Hey, energy, come at like whoa. Spring water, how did that go? Free your mind, let it go. Tap in, go, let it nigga know. Hey, let it nigga know. Let it nigga know. Energy, come at like whoa. Spring water, how did that grow? Free your mind, let it go. To the top, drop it to the floor. Energy, come at like whoa. Tap in, go, let it nigga know. Hey, she told me go and put it in her heart. I told her I don't wanna break it all apart. Let me be a night light in the dark. Hey, my nigga shine bright with the art. Gemini 2 time, know it's hard. Got the stars on the line with the charts. Big dog, so I gotta leave a mark. Free your mind, cause I'm not that smart. Hey, energy, come at like walk. Spring water, how did that grow? Free your mind, let it go. To the top, drop it to the floor. Hey, energy, come at like walk. Spring water, how did that go? Free your mind, let it go. Tap in, go, let it nigga know. Hey, let it nigga know.
Time travel in a book. Go far in a book. Can you remember from a book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book. Create a movie from a book. Just don't forget to give thanks to the author of the book. Thanks.
Parents, looking for a story that would not only captivate your little one's imagination, but would also teach valuable lessons. The Bloom, bedtime story for the young at heart, takes your child on a magical journey to ancient Kemet, where the goddess Sister Andito brings life, love, and healing. Through this enchanting tale, your child will learn the importance of nature, compassion, and positivity, all while discovering the rich rich history of Kemet. It's a story that inspires self-mastery and love for the world around them, making it the perfect bedtime read for little dreamers. Available on Amazon now, The Bloom not only nurtures young minds, but also supports the FBA community. Grab your copy right now and give your child the gift of adventure of learning. Order The Bloom today on Amazon. Thank you.
Our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes, yes. Wars between Black Indians and whites were manufactured to produce Black slaves for whites. The English, the French, and the Dutch provided the Native Americans with guns, rum, and cheap goods to purchase Native American Indian slaves. Between 1670 and 1720, many Black Native Americans were enslaved. The Black Native Americans were sold into slavery throughout the 13 colonies, Mississippi Valley, Canada, and the British West Indies. The majority of Black Native Americans sold into slavery by whites and Indians. Slave traders were the Choctaw, the Yamasee, and other Carolina tribes. Yes, yes. Many of these tribes like the Mandi, Mandinga, many of these tribes, we've lost their names. And their names have been lost to history because of the fact, in a sense, that when the European came, as he conquered these Black Indians, he just made them slaves. And so over time, in a sense, their nations disappeared. Over time, in a sense, their history wasn't recorded. Over time, they were even able to deny that Aboriginal Blacks even existed in America. They wanted to give our Aboriginal ancestors gifts. And the only problem with the gifts that they gave us was that often these blankets that they gave us carried smallpox. Yes, diseases. They also, in a sense, gave us another gift, rum, fire water. And this rum caused an addiction among us. And in a sense, it led to a demand for guns because it incentivized Indian slave trading. Yes, the first slaves sold in America were Indians, Black Indians, selling other Black Indians to Europeans to work on their cotton, not on their cotton plantations, their tobacco plantations, their rice plantations. Yes, yes, yes. We sold each other over here, just like in Africa, because of the fact is that we failed to understand that we are one, we are one, we are one. We should be united based upon our identity and our culture as Black foundational Americans. Yes, yes. Reparations, baby, reparations. We deserve reparations. We deserve reparations like yesterday, not just today. No, not just today. We deserve our reparations. Give us our money, baby. Cut the check.
Cut the check, Black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on cold, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for resilience. Cut the check, Black first because it's brilliant. People talk too much. Say less, remain on cold, follow the spirit. When the going gets tough, it's time for
The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay Black first.